Hey, what's up, comrades? Hope everyone's doing great. We're here to talk about the last. Well, it's not really the last. There's like a PlayStation 2 game I'm not playing. I know. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Yep. You're right. Absolutely. I'm a piece of shit. That's right. Okay, so I'm not playing the PS2 game. I am gonna play the PSP game, Tactical Advantage or whatever. Now, the reason I'm not playing the PS2 game is because I couldn't find it. Like the one time I looked for it, and I don't know. I just can't be bothered. Like, like, honest to God, I'm kind of good on these like the original Police Quest games, first three. I thoroughly enjoyed. I love point-and-click adventure games. The stories were pretty good. The mysteries were interesting, like just the mechanics and whatnot. Even SWAT 1, technically Police Quest 5. Let's not talk about Police Quest 4. That game was shit. But even Police Quest 5, I had a certain interest in. Now, SWAT 2 there is like a 100% chance that will be on my list of worst games of the year in 2026. But Police Quest 3 and 4 have been games that I played and that were fine. So, fucking gate traffic. God damn it. Anyway, sorry, I was texting my wife because I'm trying to move somewhere, and there's a little bit of traffic in the spot that there is, but I thought I was going to sneak out of here before it got real bad, but I did not. Okay, anyway, back to SWAT. So, what were we talking about? Okay, so my journey here, I am like ready to be done with. Tactical Advantage, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to do Ready or Not because I already made my mind up to do it, and I don't know. I'm not going to really talk about it that much. I feel like there is an expansive thing going on with Ready or Not, but I feel like people have talked about it to death. There's like Wendigoon, there's some other guy. I've seen at least 2 or 3 different like takes. There's that crocodile guy I just started following because he did Black Souls, which was excellent. Some of his other stuff is I like his stuff generally, but it's all right. I can't remember what his name is, like Croc Life. I don't know. If you're looking for somebody else who talks about video game stuff, I guess, yeah, I should probably do a video sometime about this. But while you're here, before we get started, and there's nothing really to talk about with SWAT 4. That's my issue. SWAT 3 and SWAT 4 are 2 games with just like absolutely no carry-through story. Now, the expansion to SWAT 4, the Stechkov files, something like that, it comes with the only edition that you can really buy these days, so the gold edition or whatever you're going to get on Steam or GOG or free GOG games or just whatever pirate site you're going to use. It's going to be the gold edition. And the gold edition comes with the expansion. And then what you want to do is you want to go and you want to find the Elite Forces. It's going to be, SWAT Elite Forces mod for SWAT 4. And that kind of combines it into one. It makes the AI like 1,000 times better. I played like the first half of the game without this mod, and I got like really sick and tired of telling my motherfucking dudes to like open this door and clear. And then I would like turn my back and like wander to like a different door to like kind of sneak in there, and then I would get shot in the back. Because not only did my guys not open the door and clear, they just like sat there while somebody like walked through the fucking door and shot me in the back. And I was like, all right, there's got to be a mod to fix this shit. Like, this is unplayable. But with the mod, it's fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It kind of dragged on a little bit long, partially because of the expansion. There's like 20 missions, and there's like 3 Stechkov missions from the expansion that kind of like have a storyline, and it was kind of interesting. But the rest of it is just like, it's like SWAT 3. It's like, hey, go rescue these guys. In fact, SWAT 3 had more of a story because it was all about this peace conference, and then there was like a couple factions. Now, SWAT 4 did have like 1 or 2 returning factions, sort of, but it just seemed like they were just, the way it was presented was just like, here's another militia group, right? So I guess with Ready or Not, there's like kind of a story. I don't know, man. I'm just going to play it and talk about it, and I'm probably not going to be as impressed as a lot of these people who love to delve into this shit. This is another reason I never play games like these kind of like I'm sure Ready or Not is very competently made as a tactical shooter, and I will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Rainbow Six or now SWAT, because I do enjoy these games on like a limited amount of basis, but I'm really not into like the tactical shooter thing at all. So the only reason I'm playing these games at all is because Police Quest, and then this kind of like strung into here. And then next we're going to play the the 3D, 2D remakes of the Dragon Quest trilogy, the original one, because they're all out now, and I love those fucking games. So I figured, fuck it, I'll give it a go. I'm probably gonna patch out the DI bullshit, so I gotta like mod those for sure, because there's 2 fucking genders, and there's no body type A and B. Like that's some stupid nonsensical bullshit, and I refuse to cater to it. And then we might do the Altair series. There's a lot of those fucking games, but we'll see. We'll see what we want to do next. Anyway, back to SWAT 4. Yeah, so if you saw my review or kind of my discussion about SWAT 3, this is literally just an upgraded version. Again, with SWAT 4 and SWAT 3, you really want to get I think they're both Elite Forces mods for them, and they make the game so much more tolerable because the AI is so much better, and you have access to like more cool stuff. Like you can literally get a grenade launcher in this game, and it has these rounds, and they were called baton rounds. I'm like, what the fuck's a baton round? And it really is just, it shoots these like rubber balls, and it shoots like 3 or 4 of them, and they beat the shit out of dudes, and they're fucking awesome, especially if you're going for non-lethal. This game forced my hand, though. I tried to play the non-lethal route because I'm trying to get like the optimal experience, right? But at some point, I was like, fuck this game. And you might see, the video is not going to match the missions I'm talking about. I'm not going to spend that much time on it. I'm just going to like play a bunch of random videos of me doing stuff. At some point, I got fed up because the game just got like kind of real stupid. And so I switched out from like even with the special. Well, the issue is you get the Elite Forces mod, and then I'm playing on easy because I'm a bitch and I just want to like play through the game and get the experience. And like, yeah, I know you're playing on hard, you're gonna get a better experience. I don't give a fuck about that. So I'm playing through the game on easy mode, and I'm expecting to be able to like kind of like be a little dumb and just kind of rush through some of these levels. And then I get like massacred, and I'm like, why am I dying so fast? And eventually I had to dive into like the fucking save, not the like the coding, and it's not like coding. It's like I'm fucking typing out C++ or whatever. Like I'm literally just opening files with Notepad and looking through like their true false statements and like their modifiers and stuff. And I found out that the Elite Forces changes easy mode, and I don't know why the fuck they did this, to just be like normal damage instead of like 25% damage or whatever. So I was like, fuck that. So I changed that file so I could go back to kind of like cruising through these. And then on occasional, and I'll talk about this when I get to each mission, I had to go in, like I'm going in, I'm trying to do non-lethal, and then it was just like they kept killing hostages or like shit like that, man. And I was just like, all right, I've had enough. So then I would like chimp out my guys, I guess is like the new thing people are saying. With like fucking M4 A1s with like full metal jacket rounds, and we just like toasted these fucking dudes. And the funny thing is, I didn't really get punished. Like you get points at the end of every level, and like going in with like non-lethal to capture dudes, and then going in like fucking chimped out ready to go, you lose maybe like 10 points. And even on like the most difficult, like at each difficulty level, you have to get like a certain amount of points. Easy mode, you just have to like pass all the criteria. You can have like 0 points and you'll still pass the mission. But on like the elite, you have to have like 90 points. So even with that, you can go in there and just like lay slugs into these fucking dudes, and just as long as you yell at them and then they aim at you, you're good to go. Like you can't shoot them in the back of the head, which when I don't give a fuck. So when I'm on like the 3rd or 4th time trying to get through these levels, and it's like, all right, non-lethal mode's out the window, let's try to fucking do this. Full metal jacket time. I would like sneak into rooms, super sneaky like, and like go up behind guys in hallways and be like, headshot, fuck you. Like I was so angry. But that was super thrilling. So again, it just goes back to like I am not the target audience for these SWAT style games. I do not want to use non-lethal. I do not want to play this like pansy-ass game. I don't like the fact that like if you're being like a little cautious, you can like fuck up a little bit, and then they're gonna kill hostages and you gotta play the whole fucking level again. And the levels are much simpler. There was no fucking like sewer level in this game at all. Like there was one level that was like a warehouse for one of the stretch cost levels that like it took me a while. I had to like the only thing I really don't like about this game, to be completely honest, like everything about it's fine. I have no real complaints besides it's like I am not our audience for this game. Like I really don't enjoy tactical shooters at all. I didn't like Rainbow Six that much when I played it. Back in the day, I don't like the sequel to it, the Las Vegas one or whatever. like I played it and it was like, all right, I get what this is doing. I haven't really liked any of these SWAT games for real, except the first one because it's pretty much just a point and click adventure game with like full motion video. But the last two, it's like they're fine. I'm gonna play through Ready or Not. The PSP one is like, I don't know, it's like it's more of a strategy game from what I was looking at some shots of it, but we'll get to it in a couple weeks. But you know, I just really want to kick doors in and kill the shit out of people, right? I just want a Doom guy. If I'm gonna do a first-person shooter or like a Call of Duty, I just want to like roll the fuck in and like lay lead and, you know, be hyped by like motorcycle chases. I don't want to like sneak through and like, fuck, I hit like an alarm. Now my guys are dead. Wah wah wah. I really don't have any interest in it. So that being said, it is a good game, and if you like tactical shooters, like honest to God, we'll see about. I'll play Ready or Not. My video for that will go up in 4 weeks. But my assumption is, based on what other videos I've watched about it, is that if you enjoyed Ready or Not, you will enjoy SWAT 4, even though it's like an older game, as long as you're playing with the Elite Forces mod, and even 3 to some extent. Sorry. The one thing I did not like is that if you take damage to like your leg, you have to walk, and that gets super annoying because guys will like, you'll shoot at somebody or you'll walk in a room and be like, put your hands up, and then the bad guy will like take off. And when they take off, I'm always like, oh Lord Christ, give me strength, because they don't just go to the next room and set up like an ambush. They just like wander, and so then you have to wander. And if you got fucked up in the leg, even if you're not dead. Even if you're playing with like normal damage, if your leg gets kind of messed up, you do this like, you don't like gimp walk, but you're going very slow, and so you got to like very slowly try to track this dude down who's like running, and it's like it drags out some of these levels, and like in my head it's like I would go back to taking full damage if I could turn this shit off, like with the leg thing, and there might be a way to do it, but at that point, by the time I had like had enough. I was like 2 or 3 missions left, and I'm like, I just want to beat this fucking game. Like, I just want to move on with my life. Like, all right, so that's SWAT 4. Okay, so let's get into it. We start the game off, and hey, it's a training. We got the game when you try to do career mode. So there's career mode. You can play extra maps other people have made. You can make your own maps. You can play multiplayer. You can play co-op. When you go to play like career, it's like, hey, before you play career, you should play training mode. And usually I'd be like, fuck training mode, but in this I'd be like, you should probably choose training mode, because it really because it's got the command thing again. And the interesting thing about the commands with my computer setup is so it's automatically set up to be like right mouse click opens up the command window, and then you just scroll down and choose the command you want. And then sometimes there's like another window that you can kind of scroll down to get like, I want you to bang the door and then throw like flashbang or C4 gas or whatever, right? Or I just want you to open the door, or I want you to unlock the door. But like for some reason, I would hold my right button down, and it would like click on and click off really fast for some reason. Like so I was given like false commands all the time, which is super annoying. The nice thing SWAT 4 does over SWAT 3 is that it will like kind of anticipate what you want to do. So if you have somebody down with their hands up and you got to cuff them, if you press like if you're looking at them and you hit spacebar, it'll give a command for somebody to go and like cuff them. Right, and then same thing. If you're looking at a door, you can be like, unlock the door, or open the door, or clear. Right, so the game has it set up to do like, what is the most common thing someone's going to want to do in this situation, and it will like automatically let you do that with like the if you just hit spacebar. But if you want to be more specific, you got to hold the right mouse. So because my mouse is all fucked up, I went into the key bindings and made it like the B button, because the B button wasn't doing anything else, and that worked perfect. So your mouse just might work better. I don't know if it's a mouse issue or what, but even when I modded it with the Elite Forces mod, I don't keep saying special, with the Elite Forces mod, it was still kind of fucked up. But so we go in the training mission, and it is like, hey, I'm Sergeant Sonny Bonds. And I was like, hey, it's this motherfucker from Police Quest 1 through 3. Awesome. I love how they brought this guy back. Pretty hilarious. And so we get the basic controls. Like I said, it's kind of like SWAT 3, but much easier to control. Nice. There's some quality of life stuff, which is pretty nice. And then after you get done with that, it's like, all right, so begin. Now, some of these missions are going to be out of order, because like I said, I started playing the career mode, which is the base game. And so that was like a certain order. And then when I installed the mod and it combined like the expansion with the base game, it like combined, it made like a universal like career path, and it kind of it moved some of the maps around. So if you're gonna start, which is my recommendation, with Elite Forces while playing this, then you're gonna have a different order than I'm gonna talk about, because then I had to like go back and do previous maps, and I was just like, I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. So mission 1 is there's a restaurant with an illegal gunsmith living above it, and this guy's like became a person of interest. And then there's a guy who's gonna go like get his gun modified by this gunsmith, and that guy is like a super person of interest. And so we got a warrant to go bust this dude up, and then we need to get his gun as well to kind of see what kind of modifications are going in there. And you get all this stuff. There's like these really excellently voice acted briefs and sometimes 911 calls before each mission. And so that was my favorite part of the game, because again, I'm just like a story guy. I'm like plot and like world building and whatnot. And so like it was so excellently done. There would usually be a dispatcher. She would call in. It would talk to like the sergeant of the unit, and then he would like brief us on like the situation, if there's any like militias involved or like the Teshkovs or whoever, and then kind of give us a base understanding. And then you get to choose like what route, how you want to enter, and there's usually 2 choices. And then you can do your equipment, right? And then you can head in there. So that was all excellent. And sometimes there's a 911 call, so you can hear like the 911 call. So it'll be like a lady at like a club, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, they're shooting! I don't know what to do." Stuff like that. So that's super fun. And so again, I started non-lethal. I got through most of the game non-lethal. There was a few levels in like the second quarter, like the last 5 levels, where I was like, "Fuck this." I would say probably out of the 20 missions, 4 or 5 of the missions, I was like, fuck this, give me M4A1s, let's go, Full Metal Jacket, fuck these dudes. And usually it was levels where there was like no hostages, like no civilians, or like 1 or 2. And so it was like free for all, let's do this. And they're wearing body armor, so fuck them. All right, so I go in, I get massacred. I go in again, I get shot up again, and I'm like, all right, so I gotta like really sneak and really like go room to room and do all this stuff. So then I start getting the hang of it. And so we knock that out after 3 tries. Mission 2 is a high-risk warrant, which is also like a hostage situation. There's this Lawrence Fairfox guy, and he's a suspect in a number of serial homicides. This level is real dark, just heads up. Like, women have been disappearing from local college, and they think it's this guy. And then another girl has gone missing. But now we have a warrant because one of these girls, like, got captured by this guy, like, escaped and went and, like, told the police. And so we're going to go in and get him. And then the mom's home, too. So we got to, like, pepper spray her and then, capture her. And then we go into, like, the basement. It's like a real dark basement. This dude's dug like tunnels under his house, and he's got like his rape dungeon. And then there's like another girl. So we go in there to rescue one girl, and there's another girl there. And it's like, holy shit. So there's the mom, and then 2 girls, and then this creep. So we pepper spray the fuck out of him. I think I tased him, actually, because fuck that guy with his sex dungeon. Pretty good stuff. Mission 3 is a barricaded quickie mart. It's got a lot of civilians, so you got to be kind of careful because there's just a couple of robbers. This one is pretty simple. I just, you dash in there, send your dudes in. It's a small map, and so my crew took care of most of the business, and we just like gassed the fuck out of the place with our C4 gas. And let's see. Yep. I think I got it on my second try. I think the first try I got ganked. So then mission 4 is a nightclub with an active shooter. And this one, there's like 2 different gangs that are fighting each other. And so there's a lot of like civilians injured on the ground. And this level is pretty confusing. It took me a while. I got it on my first try, but again, this is one of those levels where it's confusing layout, and there's like 2 floors, and there's lots of like random bullshit, like rooms and stuff. And I got like shot in the leg like at the very beginning. So I hated this level because it just really dragged on. But the gunmen are pretty disorganized. So you roll into a room and you're like, get the fuck down. And they do. It was just like one of those situations, because this is still before I installed the mod, where my guys like rolled into a room. We're like, clear. And then I walk into the room, and there's a dude just like standing next to the door who shot me in the leg. And I was like, the fuck? This room is not clear, you assholes. Like, god damn. Next up is mission 5, which is Victory Imports. These guys tried to break in here and do Grand Theft Auto, but then they got like fucked up because there's like a security guy, or like there was like a cop around, and so now they got like a barricaded hostage situation. So we head in through the roof, and super easy. We just go in the roof, work our way down, beat the shit out of them, capture them all, move on with our day. The next mission is the Red Library Offices, which is not a library, which confused me. I was like, why would you call it that? It's a software company, and this level is pretty fun. I had to play through it a couple times because this is right around. So I played through it, and then when I installed the mod, I had to like beat it again to like open up levels. So I had to do it again. But it's a pretty fun level. It's got like multiple levels, and you gotta go through like a software company's office. So these motherfuckers like stormed it because they robbed like a local place, and then they came in here, attacked a policeman when the policeman tried to like arrest them for like stealing from this like a bank. I think it was a bank robbery, if I remember correctly. And so then they came over here and like took hostages to like get out of there. Yeah, okay, I wrote bank robbery. Sorry, I'm like driving it, so I'm always reading the whole thing. So and they specifically mentioned they got armed vests and gas masks. So the first time I played through this, I did non-lethal, and the second time I was like, fuck this. So I went in guns a-blazing, took these motherfuckers out. They got a lot of shotguns, so you gotta be careful. So beat it. And then mission 7 is there's a place that has been under Vice's watch. So Vice does a lot of like sex crimes and shit like that, and drugs and whatnot. And so an undercover policeman went in to this area because he was like, you know, obviously he was like getting in good with these guys, and then he like never came out. So it's like, all right, time to go rescue this motherfucker. And this level was a bitch, mostly because my team, this is the level, yep. But they completely forgot how to take orders. Like, I'd literally be like, clear that room, and they would just like stare at the door, and I'm like, clear the room, and then I would like bang and flash the room, and then I'd be like, get the fuck in there and search, and they would just like stand there looking at me like a bunch of dumbasses, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ. So let's see. So then I had to memorize where like every bad guy was, and they're not always in the same place. And it took me like 7 fucking tries because the AI was so fucking bugged. But eventually I just went in there again with like a rifle and like a full metal jacket, like and just like a taser for like civilians to get them to shut the fuck up and not move. And I just like rolled through this place completely by myself, and it was okay. But again, I kept getting like shot from behind and shit, and I was like, God damn game. Okay, next up is, so that's not when I got the mod. The mod I think is after the next mission. Yes. So this next one is the like Dualis Wholesale Diamond Center or whatever. It's barricaded suspects who came in to steal like raw diamonds, which like good luck getting rid of those, you dumbasses. Anyway, they crashed a van into the place so that they could rob it. They got automatic weapons, they got body armor, and it seems like they had some help from the inside. And this is, oh yeah, so I played through it once, I played through it twice, and I was like, time to mod. So then I went and modded and fixed all that shit, and immediately like the AI was like 1,000 times better. Like they started actually like responding to my stuff. Yep, Elite Forces. Okay, so then we were able to take that out. Mission 9 is a fun time amusement, like arcade kind of place. And it's got a bunch of, it's barricaded suspects. So some drug addicts rolled in there and started shooting up the place, and the owner called it out. So we get there, we're able to kill everybody. Killing a hostage. Oh, yeah. At some point, I like breached a room and it killed a hostage, and then it was like, "Fuck you," and I was like, "Whatever," because it was because again, it reordered stuff. So this ended up being a mission. Like, so when I loaded the mod, it didn't like reset my. I like copied over my save from the original game, so I have to like replay all these levels. And so when it reordered it, there were some levels that like I had I had gotten further in the game. Like it still counted me as having done like 8 missions, and so this ended up being like mission 3 when I combined the campaigns, or the Elite Forces combined the campaigns. So I didn't have to like beat it, right? So I literally got through the whole thing, and then there was like 1 hostage left, and this is before I changed the thing. This is like what led to me being like, I need to find a different button for this, because I was telling the guys to open it, because the game like will tell you, it's like, hey, you've killed everybody, you've fixed you brought order to the chaos, or like you've gotten all the hostages, that part's complete. So like it's like, okay, you've killed everybody. The only thing I had to do was find hostages. I'm like, cool. So I don't need to fucking flashbang, or all I need to do is just walk around and find the one person who's like standing around who's not going to fight back. And then I'm trying to order these guys to like look in a room so I can look somewhere else, and I accidentally had them breach, and I'm like, whatever, not a big deal. But apparently the hostage I was looking for was right behind the door, and so when they breached it, it killed them. And then it was like, you failed the mission, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not playing this level again. I counted it as a win. It was close enough. Let's see, another mission that I had to go back to play that kind of got inserted into earlier level was mission number 10, which is Our Sisters of Mercy Hostel. So these dudes tried to rob a post office when the security guard like fended them off all by himself at the post office, which badass as hell. Good for you. They fled, and then police officers saw them, and then they fired at the police officers, and they went into this halfway house. And this level I just like cruised through with the mod, and like non-lethal, I just like crushed through this level without any problems. Next up is Mission 11, Cellar Street Auditorium. This crazy religious group, Chasm, Christians Against Satanic Music, they took like assault rifles and assaulted like just like a club where they were playing like heavy metal music, like a bunch of assholes. And they started like killing people and stuff. It's just like a pretty extreme take. But I guess like crazies will like blow up abortion clinics. And like, not that I'm a fan of abortion at all. It's still like, you're blowing up buildings. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, so they're holding the band hostage until their album comes off the shelves. So I'm like, whatever. It was also a fun mission. I just kind of went in there and cruised through it. Mission 12 is the Children of Terramone Tenement, and this is another high-risk arrest warrant. So it's a high-risk arrest warrant, so we don't ever get like a 9/11 call, because it's like one of the things SWAT does is like, oh hey, normal police are not going to be ready to issue this warrant because they're probably going to fight back, so we send SWAT in to like take care of it. So this Terramonian whatever cult, they're all going to like blow themselves up to like get to heaven or whatever. And so the police have like surrounded the place. And we find out they're like a separatist. There's like a separatist group in Idaho, like separatists from America, and that this guy Andrew Terramone like is even more extreme than them. So they left and came and bought this tenement, this like apartment complex, and that they never leave the place, and that there's children inside, and that they're all gonna kill themselves. So it's like, fuck, we gotta go rescue all these kids. And spoiler alert, all the kids are dead. Dark shit. There's little graves in the basement too, like real fucking dark shit, man. like I got down there and I was like, oh man. They killed the kids first. Damn, those fucking assholes. There's a lot of, this is where you get introduced to traps too. So sometimes if you open a door, it'll like blow up on you, or it'll like send off an alarm. There's only like a couple levels that I remember having traps, like maybe 2 or 3 out of all 20 levels. But this cult, like, yeah, they murdered the children, buried them in the basement, so I fucking kill them all. Fuck them. Super dark. Mission 13 is the Department of Agriculture. So this is like another like crazy anti-government group that of like farmers or something. And so they rolled in there and they took hostages and they're going to blow the place up. And this level kind of sucked because you got to like arrest all these guys and like keep track of them, because if you like wander away, they'll like get up and wander off. And then you have like, I think it was like 13 minutes. Excuse me, maybe 14 minutes to defuse all the bombs. There's like 5 bombs. So the first time I went through it, I could not find all the bombs. And so the second time, and the bombs will be different every time you play, but there's like certain locations where they're gonna be, right? Like it's like random, but they're not, it's not randomly placed anywhere. It's randomly placed in like a set few places. Oh, also, one of the bombs went off before, like when they first assaulted the place, and like the whole bottom floor is like on fire, I guess, and like full of water or whatever, because the firefighters were getting shot at when they showed up to like put the fucking fire out. These guys are like nutcases. Anyway, pretty amateurish. It took me 2 tries just because finding the place got blown up the first time. I wasn't able to find all the bombs. Second time I was able to find it, and then I had to like, this level sucks because it's just like, it's like a huge maze. And so at some point, it was like I had to just find the last civilian, and it's one of those things where it's like, is the guy just hiding behind like a door, or is this, I gotta go to the rooms where I send my team in, and I specifically tell them like, because there's a command that's like search and collect and everything, and they will go through and they will like handcuff people, but like sometimes civilians, you can yell at them and be like, put your hands up, and they will not do it, and then you can like shoot around them or you can tase them, and then they'll do it. But sometimes even after tasing, they don't do it, and so the AI is only smart enough to tase them like once, and if they don't like put their hands up after that, they'll just like give up. And so occasionally this fucking caused me problems when I just like send like a team, like the blue team or red team, off on their own to like search around and like handcuff all the civilians, because they would just like be standing, like they would just miss it because the civilians just like refused because they're assholes. Anyway, so Mission 14 is St. Michael's Medical Center. There's some sort of international incident. There was a South Korean diplomat that was attacked while leaving a restaurant, and he's in town, I'm assuming Los Angeles, for some sort of like diplomatic thing. Anyway, so he got attacked outside the restaurant, so he took him to this hospital to have emergency treatment, and then the gunmen like showed up to attack the hospital because they're assholes, and they're just like killing everybody, right? And this level was awful. Like, I was getting one-shotted a lot, and this is one of those levels where I was like, you know what, fuck this non-lethal bullshit. Like I'd gotten through the whole level, and then there was like just like a gunman left, and I like look around the corner and I got one-shotted, and I was like, god damn it. And then I played it again, and same thing. It was like there was like the Korean guy that I had to rescue, and then like 2 gunmen left, and I look around the corner, and then they shoot him, and so I failed, and I was like, fuck you, game. So then it was like Full Metal Jacket time, and I just like fucking cleared the shit out of them. Oh, and this is also where I was like, I'm tired of getting one-shotted. by these assholes. So I went in, and this is where I found out that the damage was like souped up, and I was like, okay, this is why I'm getting one-shotted so much. Next is level mission 15, the Walcott Projects. This is another high-risk warrant. We're looking for Hadron Koshka, who's a Ukrainian arms dealer. So we have the warrant because there's like some big deal going down, and someone in his organization or whatever like ratted him out. But there's no time to get ATF here because it's going on like right now. So we gotta go in and do their job for them. And then we get like a short history about how corrupt Ukraine is and how the fall of like the Soviet Union left all these guns and all these people, and the government doesn't give a fuck because they're making money from these terrorists or these gun dealers and whatnot. So that was fun. And then we get into the Stechkovs at this point. So the mission 16, 17, and 18 are all like the Stechkov trilogy. So the first thing is we head into the Stechkov drug lab. And this level is pretty straightforward. It's a high-risk warrant pickup. It's this huge operation of drug dealers and all this stuff. We got a lot of marijuana plants, which is fun. Like, we're busting the shit out of these guys for, like, fucking marijuana. And this is to start building a case against the Stechkovs. And then they don't have any body armor or anything, so we're able to, like, non-lethal this level pretty straightforward, simply. The second level of the Stechkov incident is at Fresnel Street Station. It's like a subway station. This level is pretty interesting. I had to like chase a motherfucker down, so that made it annoying. But other than that, I enjoyed the level. And again, now it's the Stechkovs and then like a rival gang who apparently is like the ones who ratted out their like drug operation to the police are like having a shootout on the rail station. And so that was a pretty fun level. They're pretty heavily armored this time around. And again, the worst part about this level is that dudes they love to run. Like I'll come out and I'll be like, get down. And instead of like shooting at me or giving up, they just like run. And I'm like, please stop running. Please just fight me. Like, you assholes. They're pretty heavily armored too. And yeah, it's pretty large. Then the last like Stechkov level is a Stechkov warehouse, and this was hands down the worst level because there's so many rooms in like odd places, and you keep finding like dudes. Like I think I played this level for almost an hour because it was like, okay, I haven't finished this yet, and then I would like see a door that was closed, and sometimes when dudes were on the closed doors, which is helpful to be completely honest, because it's like, okay, maybe go over there, and then occasionally I'll like open a door thinking I'm chasing a guy down, and it would be a room I hadn't opened before because the level was like so big, and there's a lot of alarms, and there's like an outdoor area. It was like it was pretty fucking big. Anyway, so we get sent there because a judge has finally like had enough of these Stechkovs, and so he puts out a warrant to arrest like the head of the family. And so we head in there, and then we would find the head of the family and arrest him. He looks like all beat up and like tired, and looks like he hasn't like eaten in weeks. And we're like, I don't think this dude is actually running this joint. And so we call it in, and then there's like a little tiny bit of story about how like we have to go find the brother because the brother's been like using him as like a scapegoat essentially, and like barely keeping him alive because he's like an asshole. And then we got to go find the brother, and this is where we unlocked the grenade launcher, which is pretty fucking fun to use. Not gonna lie. So, because of course I was gonna use the fucking like a grenade launcher, like non-lethal grenade launcher. Like get the fuck out of here. You can equip it with like different kinds, like C4 gas or like flashbangs or like the Stinger grenade or whatever. I just used like the baton because it was so funny to see like balls flying around, and sometimes I'd hit a dude and then it would like bounce back and hit one of my guys, and it'd be like, you attacked another police officer, and I'd be like, okay, sure. It was pretty amazing. Not gonna lie. Okay. Then there's level 19, which is the old Granite Hotel. This is the second bombing mission, but this one's pretty straightforward. There's like two levels. The first level is just a bunch of assholes that you kill, and then when you're heading up to like the second level, which is like floor number 6 and 7. Oh, sorry. The story here is that there's a guy. There's this organization that hates like they're super nationalists and white supremacists or something. I don't know. But this guy from like France is here trying to like, he bought this old hotel and he's like renovating it, and then him and the guy who's like renovating it are like there looking at it, and so this militia group like stormed them and took them hostage and wants them to like not have immigration anymore or something. I don't know. It wasn't really clear what their objective was. But I tried equipping everyone with the grenade launchers, and it like was a complete disaster. And so then I was like, all right, fuck this. So I equipped everybody with M4A1s because I just got to get these bombs as fast as possible. And you only have 9 minutes, which is kind of intense. Like I said, if you come in on the first floor, you can clear that whole thing out, and like the timer doesn't start. The timer doesn't start till you start heading up to the next floor, the 7th floor. because that's where you find your first bomb. And then in the previous, like in the huge, like fucking agricultural place with like 3 levels and like all these fucking rooms and all these like ways to get around the place, there was like 5 bombs, and it took me forever to like find them all, and it was really annoying. This one there's only 4, and you literally like stumble upon the first bomb like before it even starts. You really just gotta find 3, and they're all on the second level. And the second level is all it's pretty straightforward. Like it's like a circle. Like there's 2 doors when you get to like the 7th floor. The left door has like the main hostage you're looking for, and then like 3 bad guys, and there's never, I mean, there might be a bomb in there. I never found a bomb in there. And then you just go to the right, and the right just kind of like has a circle where you kind of go in and out of like the construction, and you can just like find the bombs. You just got to listen for like the beep, 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 and as soon as you hear like the beep, 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 you like just look around a little bit and you'll find them, and they take a long time to defuse, which is kind of annoying, but you know, whatever, it's fine. So that level went pretty good when I was just like, all right, time to murder these motherfuckers. Which I did. And so I actually really enjoyed that level. I enjoyed the levels where I just gave up and decided I was just going to fucking kill dudes, to be completely honest. But the level's pretty small, so that wasn't so bad. And then finally we get to mission 20, which is the last mission. It's the Mount Threshold Research Center. This took me a couple tries. It's some other religious crazy group. They've invaded this research center because they're doing like stem cell research or cloning or some bullshit. And they bombed some other places and done a whole bunch of sketchy stuff. Bombed the guy who started this organization used to bomb abortion clinics and stuff. They believe they're the Army of Faith, something. Okay, so we tried non-lethal, just like the last level. I failed twice, and then it's like, all right, lethal time, and then I win like first try. And the thing is, I didn't lose because I died or because my guys died. It was because I kept killing hostages before I could get to them, and they're like really gung-ho about killing hostages. So then I was like, all right, lethal time. So once I had those fucking assault rifles, and I rolled in and just started shooting dudes in the head, like they had no time to kill hostages, and there you go, first try. And that's the game. And so, like I said, it was like a fun romp. It's not something I think I would ever play again, but definitely I enjoy just going in there and like housing dudes. And the non-lethal stuff it's just not for me. It's not really my bag. But I enjoyed it. The SWAT games have been pretty good. I know there's one more, and then Ready or Not, which is kind of like a spiritual sequel. Yeah, it's like a spiritual sequel. There's other SWAT games and whatnot, so we'll see how those go. But you know, the Sierra SWAT games, I know Tactical Advantage is kind of a serious sequel, but it's not. So it's been pretty good. Like besides number 2, they've all been like interesting in their own way, and like I enjoyed playing them. I don't have regrets about any of that stuff. But there you go. So go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.